Well, did you catch them all? Hey there, it's Leslie with Leslie's Cookies and Treats, and my superpower is teaching you how to decorate cookies. And lately, I've been teaching you how to decorate Pokemon cookies. So if you haven't caught them all, be sure to check out the other videos in the series, and I'll leave a link to those in the description. And today we're working on a number 5 cookie. It's for my nephew's birthday. And so I'm starting out by just outlining the 5 in a royal icing that's about a 15-second consistency. And then I'll go ahead and outline the number that I traced on using a projector, but you could also use the tissue paper method or the paper piecing method. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should check out my videos on how to do that as well. And I'll leave links to those in the description. Also in the description, you can find a supply list of all of the supplies I've used to make this cookie in case you want to make it along with me. So I'm going really slow here, and I'm just touching down with my icing. I'm lifting up my piping bag a little bit, and then I'm dragging it across and touching down at each corner to make my number 5. And then I'm just going to use the same icing to fill in this little area. My icing, again, is about a 15-second consistency. If your icing is not a 15-second flood consistency, you might want to wait a little bit for the lines to set up before you flood in this area. Otherwise, it might overflow the borders. And I'm also keeping my piping bag right up next to the cookie because I don't want this icing to sink down later and form a crater. So I want to make sure that all of the icing is touching the cookie right off the bat. And using a stiffer flood consistency icing like the 15-second icing I'm using is great for little areas like this. It helps it keep its shape so it doesn't overflow your borders, and you have nice crisp lines for your number 5. However, I am going to do a wet on wet technique with this, so I'm going to hurry and settle my icing down so that I can flood in the number 5 cookie with another color while the white icing is still wet. This will allow the edges of the 2 icing colors to blend together so it's just one smooth surface. And that is why they call it a wet on wet effect, because this blue icing is touching the edge of the white icing while both icings are still wet. And now that I've flooded in the blue icing, I'm going to take my scribe, or you can use a toothpick, and I'm just going to smooth this icing out as well. But I'm going to be careful not to drag my scribe into the area of the white icing. And I actually want the corner of my icing here to have a sharper edge, so I'm going to put down some more icing and then I'll blend it in with my scribe. And once again, you want to be careful not to drag it out into the white icing. You want to just stay within the blue icing. And kind of tap up and down to settle your icing, and also look for any areas that might have an air bubble and tap up and down gently in those to pop them as well. Sometimes you can spot an air bubble because the icing looks a little bit darker in places, and that's an air bubble underneath the surface. So I set my cookie aside to dry for about 15 minutes until it had crusted over. Now I'm using a detail consistency royal icing to outline my number 5. So I started by just squeezing a little bit of icing out so that I wouldn't have a big ball of icing where I touch down, and then lift up my icing bag and drag it around. I am going to follow the line of icing that is falling with my eyes rather than watching my piping bag as I carefully go around this number 5, touching down at each corner, and then lifting my piping bag up again, squeezing with even pressure until I reach the next corner. And I will continue on all the way around. And then I'll set this cookie aside to dry while I go ahead and grab a royal icing transfer sheet of some Pokeballs I printed off the internet and put it inside of a sheet protector. Now I'm going to use about a 15 to 20 second royal icing to outline the red part of all of the Pokeballs, and then use my scribe to settle that icing down. And then I'll immediately grab my white icing and put in the little ball. And then I apologize if this video is so sped up, but I actually did it as a time lapse, so I'll leave steps for the Pokeballs in the description. I let my Pokeballs dry overnight, and now that they're dry completely, I can peel them off of the sheet protector and just stick them onto my cookie with a little bit of royal icing. And once I have them where I like them, I'm just going to use my black icing in a detail consistency and touch down and lift up and drag a line all the way down to the bottom of the cookie. The little Pokeballs are going to be balloons, and these are going to be the strings. And then I'll make a couple of bow loops where the strings intersect, and these cookies will be done. And I really enjoyed doing this Pokemon birthday set. It's a really fun theme, and it brought back so many memories of when my kids were little and they played Pokemon and collected all of the cards. And I think it's awesome that my nephew is doing that now too. So if you didn't catch them all, please be sure to check out the playlist linked in the description. And remember, there's all the supplies and everything else you need to make these cookies. And if cookie decorating is your thing, be sure to like and subscribe and click the link in my bio to sign up for my newsletter, where I have occasional freebies and other tips and tricks, as well as announcements of upcoming videos and classes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.